And now for the starting lineup for the Big Blue. Number 4, Dave Tripp. Number 5, Chase Lewis. Number 13, Teddy O'Neill. And number 20, Cole Manning. Head coach, Joey Knowles. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America. I'm sorry. Number 0, Connor Cinderella, captain. Sorry. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
Good afternoon, basketball fans, and welcome into the Richard Lynch Gymnasium here at Swampscott High School for another night of boys basketball. As they're coming off after a loss of losing by 8 Saturday night, their record goes to 7-3. I'm Josh Harriman. Joining me tonight is Joey. Joey, it definitely seems like a good time to have a basketball game with it being severely cold outside.
I would definitely say that, as many people are going to be warm in here, and it might be quite frightful when they go outside. So for now, let them enjoy the warmth and comfort in here, and let's watch them play ball.
And as both teams are at half court, ready for tip-off, and it's going to be a win for Manning, and instantly blocked by Gruthier. So what a great way to start off. O'Neal has the ball, passed over to Torello. Torello with the ball over the trip, over to O'Neal in the corner. O'Neal going into the paint, goes up for 2. Bounces off the rim, rebounded by 23 from Masco. Pass over to 4. 4 brings it over half court. Back to 23. 23 goes up to go for a shot, gets off the rebound. Whistle's blown, he'll get fouled. Vela Jamison Vela will go to the line for 2 here tonight. Makes the first one. They're first up on the board. Misses the second one, rebounded by Torello. They'll stop it right past half court. Getting into the paint. Going out, pass over to Griffiths. Goes up and it's 2. And they take the early lead, 2-1. Farrell with the ball. Pass over to Doherty, back over to Farrell. Into the paint, goes up for 2. Rims right back around. Picked up and whistles blown. It's going to be Doherty with the ball, with the throw-in over to Farrell. Farrell goes up for 3, off the rim, rebound by his teammate. Goes over to O'Brien, whistles blown. And he gets fouled. Devin O'Brien going to the line for his first 2 of the night. Misses the rebound, misses the shot. He's 1 for 1. He's 0 for 1. Trello with the ball. Trello loses the ball, gets it right back. Picks it up, looks for a person shot, finds Manning in the corner. Corner goes up for 3. Off the rim, rebound by Doherty. Pass over to Vela. Into the corner, going up for 3. Gets it in. It's back. It's a 4-point game. 6-2, Masco.
Masco's taking a very good start to this game, getting the lead immediately after I've lost it.
O'Neal with the ball. Over to Torello. Torello goes up and gets knocked down. It's going to be Farrell with the ball. Farrell with the pass over into the paint, goes up, almost gets stuck, gets his own rebound. Shot goes a little bit too high, picked up by O'Neal. O'Neal with the ball. Passed over to Trello. Trello goes up for 2. Hits right off the rim. An attempts rebound by Sparaccio, but gets picked up by Vela. Passed over to Farrell. Farrell over, rushing up into the paint, goes back out to Vela. Vela trying to go up. Goes outside the paint over to Doherty. Back over to O'Brien. Goes off the rim. Rebound by Swampscott, picked up by O'Neal. O'Neal slowing the game down to his own pace. Passed over to Trello into the corner. Rushing into the paint. Finds Manning. Manning goes up for the 3. Hits off the rim, almost a rebound. And apparently, and the officials say it goes off of Swampscott. Masco will get the ball. Farrell with the ball after a pass in from Doherty. Farrell bring the ball in, trying to rush into the paint. Far corner up for the 3. Goes off and wraps around, doesn't go in. Whistle is blown. And the Big Blue will get it as it goes off of Masco. Still a 4-point game, 6-2. Masco is holding it with 4:26 left in the first. Trell with the ball. Over to Gruthius. Over to O'Neal into the paint. Over to Tripp. Tripp goes into the paint. Passed out to O'Neal. O'Neal rushing up, trying to go up, gets fouled. And Theodore O'Neal will go to the line for 2, his first 2 of the night. Makes the first one. And it's a 3-point game. And makes the second one. It's back to 6-4. Masco still leading by 2 with 3:59 left in the first. Farrell with the ball. Pass over to Doherty. Double dribble is called. And the big will take it down the other way. Torello with the pass over to O'Neal. Back to Torello. Torello gets screened, loses the ball, picks it right back up. Ball goes picked up by Tripp, pass to O'Neal. Almost looked like it was going to go off of Masco and out of bounds, but picked up by Tripp, passed over to O'Neal, back over to Torello into the corner from Sparaccio. Torello going up for 2. Rolls right off the rim and picked up by Farrell. Farrell rushing down the line. Pass over to Doherty for a 3 off the rim. Rebound by O'Neal. O'Neal rushing down the court over to Torello. Torello going up. Doesn't get it in. Gruthius. O'Neal for the 3. Goes off the rim. And it's going to be passed over to Farrell. Trying to find an open teammate, finds Farrell in the corner. Going up into the paint, gets off and rebounded by O'Neal. O'Neal with the ball. Far pass to Torello. To Tripp into the corner. Tripp trying to figure out going for a 3 or a 2. Gets blocked, goes up for 2, off the rebound. And it's picked up by Vela. Vela with a far pass over to Farrell. Back over to Farrell. Farrell trying to rush into the paint. Trying to see Doherty's open, gets fouled, and it's an and 1. It's actually going to be going up for 2. And Jimmy Farrell will go to the line for his first time here tonight. Misses 2, he's 2 for 2. Rebound by Tripp, picked up by Torello. Torello goes up, and he gets fouled. Torello going to the line for his first 2 of the night. 2:02 left in the first. It's 8-4, Masco leading by 4 once again. Torello misses his first one. He's 1 for 2. As the second one goes in, it's back to a 3-point game, and we have lost connection with our roster for Masco, so we're going to go off of the numbers for a little bit until we can get that back up. Farrell passed over to 21. Back over to 3 outside the paint. Over to Farrell. 11 going up for his shot. Goes off the rebound. Picked up by Gruthius. Passed over to Torello. Torello rushing up into the paint. Goes up, and it's an easy 2. And it's a 1-point game with 1:33 left in the first quarter. Farrell with the ball. Farrell with the far pass over to Doherty. Doherty going up for 3. Hits off the rim. Rebound by Tripp. Pass to O'Neal. O'Neal rushing up, going up for 2. And it goes in. They're back up by 1. And as we have our roster for Masco back up and running, Farrell has the ball, pass to Doherty. And a tip from Gabe Tripp. as in apparently the ball was out of bounds when he caught it, so Masco will get the ball back. 56 seconds left in the first quarter. Swampscott is up by 1. It's 9-8.
Unfortunately, on our roster, there are a few numbers that you will be seeing here tonight be playing that are not on the official varsity roster. So it may be a part of JV or something other than that. These numbers will come as such as 21 and 32. We will just refer to them as 21 and 32.
Farrell going up for the 3, goes in, and it's down to a 2-point game. It's 11-9. Timeout is called. And out of the timeout, Masco leading by 2. It's 11-9 with 51 seconds left in the first quarter. And Swampscott will start with the ball as a pass from Baskin back over to Torello. Over to Luco into the corner for a 3. Rim wraps around, but doesn't go in. Passed over to Farrell. Farrell with the far pass. And it goes back over to Farrell as it was passed over to O'Brien. Farrell with the ball, trying to rush into the paint, trying to go up. Pass into the corner for a 3. And it goes in. It's back to a 6-point game. Excuse me, that's actually going to be a 5-point game as they were up by 2. Torello with the ball, going up for 2. Hits off the rim, rebound. Pass back over to Farrell. 3 seconds left. And it goes in before the buzzer. Now it's going to be a 7-point game as they take the lead more. It's 16-9 after the first quarter. Masco leading. And into the second quarter, Masco's leading by 7, 16-9. And the Big Blue will have the ball. And it's going to be thrown into by O'Neal over to Torello. Torello over to Gruthius, over to O'Neal. O'Neal goes up for 2, gets off onto the rim. Picked up by 23, passed over to Farrell. Over to Karakurin. Into the paint, back out to Farrell outside. 16 seconds left to shoot on the shot clock. Farrell rushing in, goes out to the corner for a three. Hits off the rim, rebound by Farrell. Farrell goes up. And it's back to a 9-point game, thrown in by Tripp over to Torello. Torello with the pass over to Tripp for a three. Goes off the rim, rebound by Spiraccio. Excuse me, that's actually going to be Gruthius. Rushing up, going for two is 23. Is actually going to be Vela. Sorry, we actually have him on the roster. Timeout is called by Swampscott as it goes to an 11-point game. Out of the timeout, 20-9, 11-point game. Masco's leading as a throw from O'Neal over to Torello. Torello over to Gruthius. Gruthius over to Spiraccio. Over to Tripp inside the paint. Tripp goes up trying to get a shot on, but goes off the rim. Pass over to Farrell. And a pass over to O'Brien. Back to Farrell, almost tipped away by Torello. Farrell going up. And they extend the lead 22-9. Torello with the ball.
With a lead of 13 for Masco, this is shaping up to be a great game for them.
Torello with the ball. Pass over to O'Neal for a three. Off the rim, an attempt rebound by Gruthius, picked up by Farrell. Out into the outside of the paint, over to O'Brien. Going up, a risky shot, rebounded by Gruthius. Passed over to O'Neal. O'Neal over to Gruthius. Going into the paint. And the ball gets flung out of play, missing the rim, missing the net entirely as Masco gets the ball.
Okay, thank you.
As a pass in from O'Brien to Farrell. O'Brien with the pass back over to Farrell. Going for an open shot, pass over to 21, back over to Doherty, back over to Farrell. Farrell going up for a three. Hits off the rim, rebound by Tripp. Pass over to O'Neal. O'Neal with the pass over to Torello. Torello going up into the paint, goes up for a shot. Rebound, gets his own rebound, goes up, and he gets the two. And it's down by 11 once again, 22-11 with 4:47 left in the first half. Farrell with the ball. Picked up over to O'Brien, back over into outside the paint. Over to 21, he goes up for a shot. And it's going to be Vela with a shot, going up for two, and it's back to a 13 game. Torello with the ball. Torello losing his team, finds it, goes up for an easy two, and it's back to 13. Timeout is called. 24-13, 4:17 left in the first half. Joey, what do you think Swampscott has to do to get back on track?
I think they need to try and have more people come towards where the paint is, because I've seen many times that, you'll have people like O'Neal or Chirello trying to shoot for threes, but Masco didn't make their success only by threes. They also went for just twos. They prioritized the twos over the threes, hence why they're so high. Well, Swampscott seems to be doing the other. If Swampscott were to start prioritizing the two, I'd say we could have a fair play and a fair game between the two. But right now, Masco is dominating Swampscott.
Out of the timeout, 4:17 left in the first half. It's 24-13. Masco leading most of this game. And it's going to be thrown in from O'Brien over to Farrell. Farrell with the handoff over to Doherty. And it's getting poked away by Chirello. Goes up for an easy two.
See, this is what I mean, Josh. As soon as they start prioritizing the twos, they score immediately.
Farrell with the ball. Pass over to Doherty. Into the paint over to Farrell. He gets fouled. And it's going to be a throw-in from Doherty. Over to O'Brien, over to Vela, going up for two. Misses it, and it's picked up by Moscoso, excuse me. Baskin with the pass over to Chirello. Chirello rushing up into the paint, going up for a shot, gets fouled as he gets pushed back. It's actually going to be, he gets held. And he'll go to the line for his second time tonight for two. This is the first one. And makes his second one. He's three for four. Doherty with the pass over to Farrell. 3:24 left in the first half. Swampscott down by 8. Farrell rushing into the paint. Bounce pass out into the corner. And it's back to an 11-point game. Chirello with the ball. Chirello tried to go for a three. Pass over to Baskin. Baskin gets fouled. And he'll go to the line for his first night for two. He makes his first one. He's back down to a 10-point game. As he makes his second one and makes it 9, it's 27-18. Farrell with the ball. Pass over to O'Brien. Over to Vela. Picked up, and it goes out of bounds. Baskin almost picks it up and gets away with it, but his foot touches the line, and it will go the other way. And it's passed over to Vela. And it almost gets stolen by Moscoso. Up into the corner. Down low, it's easy. Gets there to block the three. Passed over to Farrell. Farrell goes up. And apparently it will go off of the big blue. Masco gets the ball. 2:23 left in the first half. It's 27-18. And a pass gets blocked and goes out of bounds, and it will go the other way. Baskin with the pass over to Trello, back over to Baskin. Over to Gruthius. Gruthius goes to the three. Off the rim, picked up by Vela. Pass over to Farrell. Passed over to Doherty. Over to O'Brien. Gets stolen by Torello. Trell with the ball. Goes up for the three and makes it in, his first three of the night. And it's back to a 6-point game, 27-21, 1:33 left in the first half, picked up by Farrell. Farrell trying to shake off Baskin. Passed up to 32, makes it in. Timeout called by Masco.
Swampscott does seem to be making some sort of comeback, as the previous lead of 13, I meant to say 13, has gone down to 8, sorry. Coincidentally, as soon as that basket was made by Chirello, the cheerleaders were cheering at the time. Maybe they should start cheering more often.
Both teams out of the timeout. A 7-point game. Masco still leading 29-21 with 1:22 left in the first half. Excuse me, it's actually going to be an 8-point game, as my math is wrong.
Torello's going to be moving up here.
So with the pass over to Tripp, over to O'Neal in the corner. O'Neal goes up for two. Rolls right off the rim, rebound by Sparaccio, and it goes in. And it's now back to a 6-point game with 60 seconds left in the first half. Going up, a pass back out to 30, picked up by Farrell. Farrell goes for three. Hits off the rim, rebound by O'Neal. 46 seconds left in the first half.
That missed shot was an opportunity that's massive for Swampscott.
O'Neal goes up, but gets brought down. Whistle's blown. And the officials will just call it out of bounds. Masco gets the ball. Farrell with the ball after a pass in from Doherty. 30 seconds left in the first half. Farrell trying to shake Torello, as it's picked up by Doherty. 10 seconds left. Picked up by Farrell. Farrell trying to go for a shot. Goes off and misses it. And they get an easy 2 before the buzzer goes. And it's back to an 8-point game. As the end of the first half comes around, it's 31-23. Swampscott still in it.
For Swampscott with this game, it's 31-23. It's a little on the low side for Swampscott, and with Masco, they were holding the ball so well, it was like they had tape on their hands. But it seems as if since this half is fading, we should be going into the next. There, Katie Poo. Yeah. And welcome back to the second half of this beautiful game that we have here today. 31-23 is where we left off with Masconomet in the lead. We're going to be seeing Farrell started off. Immediately it's going to make its way over to number 21. It's going to go over to number 23, Jamison Vela. He's going to try to put it up, and he's going to miss, and it's going to go over to his teammate, and it's going to hit the rim. The whistle's going to be blown. And we're going to be able to see a number 21 throw it today. He's going to get 2 shots. He makes the first one in, making it 32-23. Now it is a 9-point lead for Masco. This is his second and final shot. And it's out. We're going to stay with a 9-point lead, 32-23 Masco. Tripp takes it and gives it over to Chiarello. Chiarello looking to find someone to pass to, is being blocked heavily. He's able to make it through and put it in for 2 as it goes around the rim, making it a 32-25 game, 7-point lead for Masco. We're going to see Farrell take it up here. Passed over to 21. 21's going to pass over to, this is going to be a put up by Jamison Vela. As Swampscott's going to get the ball. There's going to be a sub for number 21.
As he took a pretty hard hit and trying to get the pass over to his teammate.
We're going to be seeing Richardson come out onto the court. Chiarello's going to make it up along with Gage Tripp and be blocked immediately. We're going to be seeing Doherty do a pretty good job of blocking Chiarello. Can't get the ball out. He gives it over to O'Neal. It's going to go off the rim. It was almost taken by Sbraccio, but it's going to be taken by Jamison Vela. It's going to be Farrell with the ball. Pass it over to Doherty. Doherty's looking for a 3, makes it in. Straight bank for a 10-point lead for Masco, 35-25. O'Neal's going to try and get past this guy over here. Sbraccio tried to help him, but it didn't really work out in the end, so he had to pass over to Chiarello. It's going to be a foul called. Chiarello shoots for the 3 anyways, but misses. Doherty's going to start with the ball, passing it over to Farrell. Farrell looking to get past Chiarello. Tries to pass it over his teammate, taken by Gabe Tripp. Tripp's going to try to put it up for 2, gets back, blocked by Farrell for an amazing play. As Jamison Vela tries to go up, he absolutely trucks a guy onto the ground. As Manning gets back up, taking the hit. It's going to be a foul. And we're going to be able to see Jamison Vela throw it. I do believe he has 2 shots. First one's gonna miss horribly.
And here's our first hearing of the Swampscott fan section.
Getting a little salty seeing as how they're losing the game this badly. They're going to be shouting. Unhappy with Masco, Swampscott is, as Chiarello's going to take the ball and make his way up. It's going to be blocked by Doherty. Sbraccio trying to help him. Works for a little, but no longer shall it. O'Neal is open to pass to, but he's looking, and he's going to give it over to. He's going to give it over to Gruthius, and he puts it up for 2. Now for an 8-point lead is Masco making their way up. And immediately getting those 10-point lead back. Richardson, within his first few minutes being on the court, was able to make his first point of the game. And the foul's going to be called. Chiarello's going to try to put it up, and he hits the rim. Doherty's going to start off with it. He's going to pass it over to Farrell. Farrell's being blocked by Chiarello. Looking over to someone to pass to. Finds Jamison Vela. He's going to miss, and it's going to be taken by O'Neal. O'Neal's going to make his way through. It's going to be multiple passes, but it's going to roll out. And it's going to be Swampscott ball. O'Neal's going to start us off with it. Ruthie's going to pass over to Chiarello. Chiarello loses the ball. O'Neal's going to start with it again. O'Neal's going to give it over to Lutko. Lutko back to O'Neal. O'Neal's going to try for three. He's going to bank it in. O'Neal seems like the MVP for threes of this game, as he's made quite a few. As Doherty's going to be trying to make it over, he fails and he has to pass it over to Richardson. Richardson is going to have to pass it over to O'Brien. O'Brien's not going to be able to put it up, but guess who is? Doherty. As Farrell made that last 2-point basket, Doherty has run up with him. Richardson heavily blocking multiple people along with Doherty, not letting Chiarello get through. He's going to hand it over to Sbraccio as he falls, but a whistle is going to be called.
And the foul is going to go against Masco for the holding.
O'Neal's going to pass over to Chiarello, and Chiarello's going to make it a 2. Making the game get closer and closer. It's a 7-point lead for Moscow. We're going to see O'Brien pass over to Farrell. Farrell not able to put it up for 3, bouncing off the rim. Both players are going to be getting up. I do believe Farrell has 2 shots here. As someone in the stands had disturbed this moment of silence. He was unable to focus and he missed a shot. It's going to be a sub out here. As Sbraccio goes out, we're going to be seeing Gabe Tripp come in. He makes it in this time, adapting to the distraction. Tripp's going to pass it over to Chiarello. It's now going to be an 8-point lead, 40-32 with Masco. Chiarello making up, almost losing his footing and dropping the ball. He's going to rebound it. He's going to try to put it up again, but fails. Masco's going to take the ball. Runner here looking for redemption to make the 2 back. He's going to make the first one in. 7-point lead, 40-33.
And a distraction, tries to get it blocked, but gets picked back up, passed over to Baskin.
Chiarello's going to put it up for 3. It's going to be 40-36. Masco in the lead. 4 points behind his Swampscott. This is one of the closest they've been since the start of the game. As Farrell's going to take it from Richardson. He's going to put it up for 2. It's going to be 42-36, 6-point lead yet again. Farrell's looking to make and play some ball here. Gonna pass it over to Gruthius. Gruthius passed over to Moscoso, and he couldn't find his footing, and Gabe Tripp's going to pick it up off the ground.
And a foul is going to be called against Jimmy Farrell.
As Bascon's going to start us off. There's going to be some switches out here for Masco. Now Bascon has the ball. Passes over to Chiarello immediately. Chiarello trying to make his way past Farrell. He's able to try and put it up, but it hits the rim. It would have been 3, but for us it was none, as 32 is making his way, and he's able to put it in for 2, bringing us back to the higher lead they had earlier. It's an 8-point game now, 44-36, Masco. Tripp's going to hold the ball. Pass over to Bascon. Bascon's looking to make this one go up. He can't, so he has to find someone to pass to. He passes back to Chiarello. Chiarello needs to find someone, but he's going to try and shoot for 3. It's going to hit the rim. Bascon almost on the rebound. It's going to fall out of multiple players' hands. And we're going to be seeing number 14, Corcoran, take it up. Pass over to Farrell. Farrell being blocked by Bascon is going to trip and fall and lose the ball. We're going to be seeing, I do believe yes he does. He has 2 shots here. This can bring us back to the 10-point lead that Masco had earlier on, which would make it a 46-36 game. Farrell's going to make one in. As some switches are going to happen here, will Farrell be able to make the second? Let's see if he's distracted yet again. He was distracted, but he was too locked in on it. O'Neal's going to take it up. He's going to be blocked by Corcoran. Sbraccio there to save the day. Didn't work so well, but he did take the ball from him and try to put it up for 2, but is going to be rebounded by number 23, Jameson Vella. As Farrell takes the ball, he's going to pass over to Jameson Vella. He's going to try to put it up for 2, but it hits the rim, and a foul was called anyways. And we're going to be seeing 2 shots given here to Jameson. As the kid distracted him by screaming in a high-pitched tone, he didn't make that first one in. He'll be able to make the second one in, as the kid hopes to do the same thing again.
And it works. Jinx, you owe me a soda after this match.
No. As the ball's going to go out of bounds. Swell's going to be given the ball. O'Neal is going to be looking to take it up, being blocked by Corcoran. Over to Chiarello in the corner, tries to shoot for 3, but hits the rim and rolls over it. Trip over to O'Neal. O'Neal looking to make his way up. He's going to try and shoot for 2. Hits the backboard, but doesn't make it into the rim, as 32 will be taking it. Pass over to Jameson Vella. Now he's going to give it over to O'Brien. O'Brien back to 32 for 2. Now it's going to be a 12-point lead in the 3rd period here, as we have 40 seconds left in the clock. O'Neal's going to take it and bring his way up. As O'Neal performs one of his legendary 3-pointers, it's going to miss and just bounce off the rim, as the shot clock is no longer in play. Farrell's going to be taking it up slowly but surely, as he's going to be blocked by Chiarello here. Farrell tries to go for it immediately. But Chiarello's just blocking him too heavy. Right on him, trying to steal the ball. As Farrell seems to have mastered his dribbling. Unable for Chiarello to take away. He's going to pass it back, and it's going to some sort of failed alley-oop. It's going to be the end of the third period. It was a good quarter as Swampscott was almost able to come back with their closest being a 4-point lead for Masco. But now we're back at a 12-point, and I'm going to let my co-announcer Josh talk.
Swampscott definitely came up back from where they were before with the score that they have now, where they started off beginning of the third after the half. Brought it back up to, I believe, a 4-point game. Started to kind of lose their way going down from the third. But other than that, they've been trying their best to bring it back up. Hopefully they can bring the score back down to a 4, possibly even take the lead back. And we'll be right back after this. And back into the 4, a 3 made from Manning as Joey's trying to fix some things on our roster. We finally found out who number 32's name is as we're updating that. Farrell with the ball. And the ball goes up, gets fouled, and it's an and one. It's going to be 50-39 with 7:40 left in the fourth quarter.
And I'm back with our new and improved roster, adding number 32 to the list. His name is Ryan Dawsey. As Swampscott's going to be taking it away over here. We'll be seeing Manning give it over to O'Neal. Great to see freshmen on the varsity team. He's being blocked by Corcoran. Chiarello's going to be taking it. Looking to make it for 2, has to pass over to O'Neal. O'Neal tries to go for the 3, baits out one of the players, but he misses anyways. Unlucky. As Farrell passes way up court over to O'Brien. O'Brien back over to Corcoran. Going to be a stumble with the ball as Farrell keeps it.
And a timeout is called at this time. If you're not yet, make sure to subscribe to Swampscott Big Blue Athletics so you never miss a live stream. And to follow us on Instagram at Swampscott_TV to be notified when we are live.
Yeah, it doesn't take much time. Just hit that subscribe button down below and turn on the notifications.
Next game is Friday back here, but it's going to be girls varsity, I believe.
It will be girls varsity basketball. Unfortunately, the girls had lost their previous game here at home, so hopefully they'll be able to win this one. as Masco is halfway to 100. Swampscott's not too far behind with 39. If you don't know, halfway to 150. As we're going to be seeing it now, Farrell's going to be taking it. He was passed over to by O'Brien. He's going to be holding on to it for some time. As he's going to put it up for 2, he's going to hit the rim and miss. But we're going to be seeing it get passed back. And now O'Brien's taking it again. It's going to go out of his hands. It's going to be Masco's. Out of bound on Swampscott, and Masco is going to take it. It's going to be put up for 2. But it is not going to count. With 6:44 left on the clock, Shirello and O'Neal are going to pass it back and forth. Shirello's going to take it. He's going to look his way to make through as he's going to try for 3, but it's going to be unsuccessful as Jamison Vela is going to give it over to Farrell. Farrell's going to give it over to Doherty. Doherty over to Jamison. As he's giving over to Ryan Dosey, a huge ankle breaker. As Dosey had put it up for 2, it won't be counted.
And timeout is called by Swampscott.
Hopefully they're able to reevaluate their game plan and maybe just, you know, make a basket or 2 so that we can get in the lead. Has Swampscott been in the lead thus far, Josh?
They have been early in the first quarter. They've been trying since second and third period to get back up. They've been doing really good trying to get back up into the early leads.
They've had many good and quick comebacks. They're usually hard to come by, but Swampscott's been doing it every quarter, it seems, as each and every time they're making it shorter and shorter. Then it was 8 being the lowest, to 6 being the lowest, to 4 being the lowest in the last quarter. Maybe now we'll be able to even tie it or even get ahead.
Might be they just got to try and figure out what's been going wrong and just continue trying to, continue what has been going right for them.
Maybe some of the Swampscott coaches or players have noticed some of the weaknesses among Masco. Hopefully they will figure out how to get around them and use their strengths. O'Brien's going to start with it straight over to Farrell. Farrell over to Jamison Vela. Ooh, that was a nice one for O'Brien, putting it up for 3. It's going to be a 14 lead now for Masco. Sherrill's going to take it. Going up against Doherty isn't easy. He's going to have to pass it back over to Corcoran. Corcoran almost got it from Luco, but Luco is able to give it over to O'Neal. O'Neal's going to put it up for 2, making it no longer 14, but a 12-point lead for Masco. As Farrell's going to be here up and close personal. He's going to pass it over. This guy, O'Brien, he just can't stop making threes. As it's no longer going to be 12, it's going to be a 15-point lead for Masco. Masco's doing great this quarter, it seems. Seems as if the Masconomet coach was upset for a second. We're going to be seeing here O'Brien put it up for 1. He's going to make it in, making it a 16-point lead. Shirello's looking to get it in for 2. He does so successfully. Making it no longer a 16, but a 14. 6-point lead.
Forgot that one other point.
Yeah. Pass it back. It's going to end up with O'Brien yet again. He's going to try to put it up, but he's going to stop and hit the rim. And a whistle was blown. Trell's going to take it moving up. That was a nice fake from Torella, but unfortunately it was not enough. It hit the rim. Trell's going to move up, pass over to Jamison Vela. Vela back over to Farrell. Farrell made it look as if he was going to give it over to Dozie, telling him to move, but he actually went in for it and hit the rim and missed. Doherty's going to start with it. Pass over to Vela. Vela almost put it up, but it went out again, this time on Swampscott. Doherty's going to have it here yet again. As a sub out's going to happen, Manning's going out, and Gruthius is coming in. Gruthius almost completely recovered, was basically jumping on the court as it went over to Farrell. Back over to Doherty, all the way back into the middle of the court, and eventually it's going to make its way up with Farrell. Over to Jamison Vela for a nice one. It's going to be blocked by O'Neal, a nice one for him. That's going to be put up by O'Brien for two. It'll be 59-43 with a 16-point lead. Thank you. I was actually hoping that you'd do that. As we see Farrell come here, he's maybe making it 18. Doesn't do that. Can hit the rim, but a whistle was also blown. A little under 4 minutes left in this game. I don't know if Swampscott's going to be able to come back from this. It's going to be really tough. But Swampscott's been shown to persevere and make their way through tough times, especially during sports. Farrell's going to have a chance here to make the lead even higher. Now a 17-point lead as the distractions seem to no longer be working. $18-point lead as they're going to be making their way up, O'Neal and Chiarello, but O'Neal's going to be taking the ball, telling Bascon to move around. They're going to be shifting entirely. O'Neal's looking, he's passed over to Bascon. Bascon's looking at Chiarello. Chiarello might go for a three. He's going to plan to go for a two. Doesn't successfully put it up, and it is taken by Jamison Vela. Vela passed over to Farrell. Farrell back to Vela. Vela back to Farrell. Farrell's going to make his way up. The whistle's going to be blown. Going to be a foul on Jamison Vela. And Swampscott's going to get the ball. As a timeout, I do believe is happening right now. With the game being quite high scoring for Masco compared to Swampscott. Just 2 more points and they can have a 20-point lead on them, which is no good. With an 8-point lead, 61-43. These are my final words for this timeout. And Josh, you have anything you want to say?
No, Swampscott has definitely been trying their best. Hopefully they can get back in possibly the single digits trailing.
That is definitely a hope for us here tonight at the gymnasium for Swampscott and for those watching at home.
out of the timeout. 61-43, 3:15 left in the fourth.
Trell's going to take it straight from O'Neal. Trell making his way up. Doherty blocking him along with Jamison Vela. Pass over to O'Neal. Looking to put up for two. Does so successfully. The foul was called, so it still will be counted. As we're going to be seeing O'Neal put it up. He's going to have a chance to do so for 2 points, I do believe. Just 1 point, but he was unable to do so, as it's going to be a 16-point lead yet again. Looking go out of bounds. It seems as if Masco's messing up a little bit now. Shirello over to O'Neal. O'Neal back to Shirello. O'Neal is going to be taking charge now. Looking for someone to pass to, maybe even juking someone out. Going to give it over to Tripp. Tripp over to Sparaccio, hoping that Sparaccio would put it up for two. Doesn't get the ball. And Farrell's going to take it away. He's being blocked by both Shirello and Bascon. And Doherty almost put it up for three. Ball's going to go out of bounds. But on who?
It'll go off of Masco for Swampscott to get the ball.
As Bascon's going to hand it over to Shirello to start with. Shirello went maybe a little too fast and aggressive, tried to put it up for two. He lost the ball. But it was hit out of his hands by someone from Masco. Specifically, we're going to be seeing...
Excuse me, that's actually going to be O'Neal going up for a three.
Sparaccio is going to hand it over to Shirello. Shirello's going to drop on the ground. He has to pass it over to O'Neal. O'Neal's going to lose it. We're seeing a close one for O'Brien. Almost put it up, but it went around the rim. I don't think we'll be seeing a 20-point lead here for Masco, as Swampscott and Masco both putting up a pretty good game right now. Shirello's going to take it, making his way up, looks to put it up for two, and does so successfully, draining it down to 14 for a lead. 61-47 with 1:46 left on the clock. Will Swampscott be able to come back from this?
As Shirello goes to the line, both teams are in the bonus, so if any team, as I get cut off, and the ball still goes in after the one made by Shirello.
13-point lead for Masco. It's 61-48.
Like I was trying to say, both teams are in the bonus before I was cut off. Any side who gets fouled, the other team will go to the line for an automatic one.
Thank you for explaining what bonus means for those at home and for those who don't know. As O'Brien tried to put it up for threes and fail, and Tripp's going to be able to take it. Passed over to Bascon, but Bascon was unable to receive. Seeing now, it's going to be heavily blocked with a lot of words being heard. We're going to be seeing number 23 put it up for one. It's Jamison Vela. I don't know who Nina is, but names are being shouted.
Does that mean we can start shouting random things? This is his
think
first
so.
one. He's 1 for 2.
I don't know who Mo is either.
I only know the three Stooges, Mo.
I know the one from The Simpsons. It's going to be a foul call, and we're going to be doing it yet again, but this time with a different player. I think number 21, who we unfortunately still do not have for the roster. Number 21 is Thomas Denton, as I just was able to ask a fan.
And he makes the second one.
Josh is going to take it away for the time being while I update our roster.
As Baskin has the ball, passes it, 60 seconds left. Torello with the ball, passed into Moscoso, fighting for the ball, and goes up. Is Baraccio fighting for the ball and gets fouled.
And I'm going to take it over yet again here. So number 21 is Thomas Denton. We now have every player that is on the field on the court right now. Sorry, it's been such a long time since I've done this. I'm still used to being down at the field. We're going to be seeing right now either 1 or 2. Josh, did you catch if it was 1 or 2 for Pharrell?
I believe it is going to be 2 as he makes his first one.
We're going to have a switch off here. As Cole Manning for Swampscott's going to come out. And Corcoran is going to come out for Masco. It's a 16-point lead right now.
Now to make it 17.
3 more points, and we're going to be seeing Masco with a 20. Masco makes 1 3-pointer. That will be 20, but Swampscott's probably going to deny that. Noah Bascom moves his way up, tries for 2, but it's going to be swiped out. As Bascom's going to be starting out with it. Most likely giving it to O'Neal, in which he does. O'Neal over to Manning. Manning for a 3. Hits the rim, then backboard, and then given over to the other 13, O'Brien.
As shot clock is turned off, they're going to slow the game down. I believe they're just going to hold it as the Big Blues going to go to 7-4. Still a good record for where they are now. There's still many of opportunities. The season's nearly over, but yet most fan sections are going to start filing out, hopefully to miss the traffic or to catch their Ubers home.
Speaking of season, this winter has been pretty wintry.
It has been very cold. But it's definitely the temperature is warming here as it's going to be the final buzzer here tonight as the final score is going to be 65-48. I don't know whose ball I'm holding right here, but hopefully somebody will claim it.
I believe it's one of the balls that were from – it is one of the balls from on the gymnasium. One of the people in the stands had taken it.
All right, but other than that, that's going to do it here tonight at the Richard Lynch Gymnasium as Friday night the girls are back here for their game after losing their latest one. And that's going to do it for myself, Josh Harriman, Joey Lowe tonight. Hope you have a good evening and good night.
Bye.